to be in jail for the rest of his life. I think he's probably going to get.
Think he's insane though?
I don't know. I don't even think it matters. I mean, it's a lot of it is.
But then it's just another Epstein.
It's
another Ghislaine Maxwell, where somebody gets indicted and nobody else indicted for trafficking kids to.
Right,
no
to no one. Right. What is the next crazy thing that's going to explode in the news? Is Bill Clinton's going to have an OnlyFans? Like, what is going to happen? What is the next thing that's going to make us all go, what the f***? Like, what the f*** is going on?
It's coming.
You know, how many guys were on video saying, ain't no party like a Diddy party? How many people like openly talked about being there?
LeBron?
Yeah, how about Ashton Kutcher? All these people. Like, you guys all went, you didn't see nothing?
In a disturbing revelation that has rumbled through the entertainment world, Joe Rogan has peeled back the layers of a complex case involving Diddy, exposing a network of influence that reaches far beyond the surface-level headlines. With Diddy now entangled in legal troubles, many might assume the narrative begins and ends with him, but Rogan's latest insights hint at a far more intricate web connecting high-profile figures across the industry. In this video, we'll delve deep into the maze of relationships, spotlighting names that rarely face scrutiny and exploring the implications of Rogan's bold discussion. This isn't just about one individual. It's about understanding the unseen forces at play that help shape the landscape of power in Hollywood and beyond. Please encourage us and hit that subscribe button to stay in the loop.
Never thought these words would come out my mouth, but Candace Owens is onto something, and that did not feel comfortable at all. So Candace says the reason mainstream news is not picking up this lawsuit, is not paying attention to Diddy at all, is because of this man right here, Lucian Grandage. He is one of the most powerful men in Hollywood and music. And he been up in Diddy's room. So this man right here is Sir Lucian Charles Grandage. He's been the CEO of Universal Music Group since 2010, so you know he done seen some shit. So I had to go to the damn documents. I had to see if this man was actually named, and he is. As you can see, it says Lucian Charles Grandage, and it also says Universal Music Group. On top of that, it says Ethiopia. I cannot fuck up her last name. I refuse to. But she was also a big person in Universal Music Group. And then Christina Coramham, Lord forgive me, but she was like Diddy's second hand.
You heard that right. And the gravity of the situation surrounding Diddy's case is nothing short of staggering. As he faces serious charges while serving time in jail, the backdrop of Diddy's influence sharply comes into focus. According to federal authorities, he used his influence to force people into terrible situations, such as his notorious freak-offs. In addition to celebrity excess, these covered events featured dark and predatory conduct, including claims that people were drugged and secretly filmed. Imagine yourself in a situation where all of your weaknesses are recorded and used against you. With more than 120 individuals coming forward, the severity of these accusations is horrifying, especially in light of the fact that 25 of them were kids. Furthermore, the secrecy surrounding these terrible incidents has been challenged by 50 Cent's latest Netflix documentary, The Reckoning, which has attracted more attention and illuminated them. Yet the most shocking twist of all, Diddy is not acting alone. Nor is he the apex figure of this nefarious hierarchy. Joe Rogan courageously started making the connections that so many people seem reluctant to make during his podcast. Parallels became starkly obvious when Jeffrey Epstein was mentioned. Would Diddy sing, that is, turn on his friends, was the question that emerged. Rogan explained an unsettling fact that makes any interested watcher of these instances shudder. The Epstein model, in which a person is indicted but the higher-ups appear to always avoid punishment. A similar story emerges when we examine Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's right-hand figure. Convictions without responsibility for the others. Put another way, it is similar to a well-written play in which the ensemble cast continues to flourish in the background as the lead actor takes center stage. Rogan's revelations didn't stop there. He began naming big players like LeBron James and Ashton Kutcher, who have all too casually admitted their attendance at Diddy's notorious parties. Rogan posed a critical question that carries weight. If everyone went to these events, was no one aware of the surrounding circumstances? This unsettling silence from the celebrities hints that they either turned a blind eye or were complicit in these acts. And there is no middle ground to walk. Let's now move on to Sir Lucian Grandage, CEO of Universal Music Group, who is the mastermind behind this complex farce. He is more than just a participant. He is probably the industry's emperor, with a wide-ranging impact. Given that Grange was named in a recent lawsuit against Diddy, his authority is astounding. The essence of it. It's possible that these moguls are being enabled by major music companies, which function more like protection rackets than like simple businesses. The lawsuit's devastating disclosures show that Grange actively participated in the gatherings rather than merely ignoring them. Imagine this. Teenage girls attending the same parties where executives were outwitting artists and influential people, and it gets worse from there. Allegations indicate that he was aware, or at the very least should have been aware, of the disturbing actions involving Diddy's beverages laced with dangerous substances. The public's eye is often sidetracked by glitzy packaging, but as Candace Owens pointed out, the media remains strikingly silent on such realities, largely because Grange holds a formidable grip on the industry narrative. So you might be wondering how all of this plays out on the broader stage. Check this out.
Between Diddy and Epstein, it's good. There's probably several thousand hours of footage here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I should say, I think you voted for Biden.
I'd like to see a matchup of those, we call it the top 100 puppet masters on the Epstein client list.
Do you think there's some overlap?
Strong overlap. Strong overlap.
When are we going to see that list, do you think?
I don't know.
Will that ever come out, do you think?
You know, I think part of why Kamala is getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Yes.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Yeah. Do you think Reid Hoffman's uncomfortable?
Yes. And Gates.
And Gates.
Yeah.
And I only ask that because you can sort of, you just look at them and you're like, that's a nervous person right there. I don't know. I mean, I assume you know them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you read correctly. It wasn't a court filing or a news conference that truly got people talking. Rather, it was a conversation that temporarily surfaced and then disappeared, and that disappearance itself became part of the tale. Singer Jaguar Wright, who has spent years speaking candidly about power dynamics in the music industry, sat down with Piers Morgan and brought up issues that many people have been discussing in private for a long time, especially why some powerful people seem to be able to navigate media spaces without having to deal with difficult subjects. The interview went viral for a short while. Snippets were shared, and responses flooded in. Suddenly, it was hard to find, which naturally increased rather than decreased curiosity. Wright's remarks were scathing, but they also revealed a larger dissatisfaction with the ways in which influence functions in the entertainment industry, how narratives may be shaped by the availability of a late legal counsel, and how often quiet speaks louder than denial. The close-knit group of well-known lawyers who represent several well-known artists was noted by observers, who pointed out that while this overlap does not imply crime, it does show how intertwined the industry is. This ecosystem has been extensively highlighted by podcast presenters such as Joe Rogan, who describe how powerful individuals rely on experts whose job it is to manage risk, minimize scandals, and keep sensitive things out of the public eye, a technique that is legal but raises ethical concerns. Even tech leaders like Elon Musk have hinted in interviews that fear of exposure can influence alliances and behavior at the highest levels, suggesting that information, more than money, is the real leverage.
You have these guys, like a Jeffrey Epstein type guy, who works with the elite of the elite clientele. It's all movie stars, big-time politicians, world leaders, scientists, Nobel Prize winners, and they all meet together and have fascinating conversations and cocktails, and there's beautiful girls everywhere. Of course. What a great idea.
Right.
And if you're naive and you don't understand honeypots.
Here's the quote from Maria Farmer, who was one of the accusers from what was inside the house in New York.
Okay, she said, there were monitors inside this cabinet. I looked on the cameras and I saw toilet, bed, toilet. She said, visibly spooked. Like, I'm never going to use the restroom here and I'm never going to sleep here. You know what I mean? It was very obvious that they were like monitoring private moments. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Maria Farmer was the one who worked at Epstein's office in New York, I think.
And this was the house, Jamie?
Yeah, I was looking up stuff on the house. That was like what they
I
found.
wonder if the house still has fucking cameras in it somewhere that they haven't found yet.
They definitely, don't know.
Yeah, you'd have to scan the shit out of that house. You'd have to take the walls apart. There's probably listening devices inside the walls. Like, who knows? If this was like really an intelligence operation, yeah, they probably had that house fully wired.
The facilitator model that frequently appears in these talks is used by some observers as a framework to explain how certain well-known individuals purportedly established strictly regulated social spaces where discretion was enforced and privacy was assured, rather than as a tried and true blueprint. According to this perspective, individuals like Epstein in the past, and more recently, Diddy, in light of public accusations and discussion, are characterized not only as party hosts, but also as key nodes in networks where leverage, influence, and secrecy converge. On his podcast, Joe Rogan cautiously presented the idea that even in the absence of intelligence or institutional support, the degree of coordination would still suggest a remarkable understanding of human behavior, particularly when phones are eliminated. Trust is created, and environments are created to reduce inhibitions. The issue being posed remains unanswered. Did this type of operation spiral out of control of the person at the center, or was it guided from above? During his interview with Rogan, Elon Musk added another layer by utilizing Jennifer Lopez's previous closeness to Diddy as a credibility test rather than an allegation. Here you have it. Please encourage us and hit that subscribe button. Thank you.